Good morning, students of Saraswati Vidya Mandir, Commerce section, Class 12, Subject Business Studies, Chapter 7, Directing. This is the very second video of directing. In previous video, we discussed about the meaning and definition of directing and importance of directing. In this video, we are going to describe the elements of directing. As we read in previous video, that there are four elements of directing: supervision, leadership, communication, and in this first of all, supervision. The supervision is very first element of directing. Supervision, the word super means over, upper and above, over and above, and the word vision means to see, देखना. Thus it means seeing from above, यानी ऊपर से देखना. The term supervision can understood in two ways. Supervision is main function is directing. As we discussed in previous video, that directing is all about counseling, guiding, instructing. It is a integrated function in which consists of counseling, instructing, guidance, and that is together were called directing. So directing is not a single dimension function. It is a integrated different functions in which supervision, motivation, leadership, and communication, these four are main pillars. Directing is based upon main four pillars, that is supervision, leadership, communication, and motivation. And in this, supervision is the prime function of directing. Supervision with we can state that with supervision, directing process of directing are going to be initiate or start. Thus supervision is important and initial and essential function of directing. Without supervision, the directing cannot act. The word supervision means, super means over and above, and the word vision means to see. Thus it means seeing from above. The term supervision can understood in two ways. Supervision as an element of directing. As we know that supervision is there are four elements of directing: supervision, motivation, leadership, and communication, in which supervision is the first element of directing. It defined as overseeing subordinates at work by their supervisors. यानी इसका एज ए एलिमेंट ऑफ डायरेक्टिंग अगर हम सुपरविजन को डिफाइन करते हैं तो इसका मतलब है कि जो सबऑर्डिनेट्स को, निम्न वर्ग के कर्मचारियों को जब काम करते हुए हम सुपरवाइज करते हैं, ए पर्सन हु सुपरवाइज देम एट अ वर्क और ग्राउंड लेवल of a subordinates, then it is called supervision, and it is the element of directing, and it can be also defined as a function of directing. Second, supervision as a function of supervisor. Supervision is a function which is performed by a person within organization, and that person were called supervisor. So supervision as a function of supervisor, it state or understood as the function performed by the supervisor, which is a managerial position at operating level. Operative level, there are, as we know that in management there are three levels: top level, middle level, and lower subordinates level. And the supervision or supervisor work is mostly in third level, lower subordinate level, and they perform duty through the watching and seeing the functions of subordinates, which is performed at ground level or lower level or functional foremanship level. And it is a managerial position at operating level. Operating level is also known as third level of management. Now we turn on the next point: importance or function of supervision. Supervision as an element of directing, it perform a lot of function, and also those functions were act as the importance of supervision, because supervision is as important because it initiate action, and directing is a stand to initiate action, and under directing, the supervision is first step towards directing, in which we watch the activity which is actually performed at ground level or foremanship level. Thus, the function or importance of supervision is first, maintains contacts. As we know that top level management consists very few officers and managers position, and middle level were departmental heads. Thus, at the ground level, the most of function or actual functions of production and different activities were performed at low level management, and on that management, low level, a lot of people who work together in different sections and departments. And in this situation, there is need to be a contact, a chain or a bridge should be formulated between top level and lower level, and need to be contact mental and physical relation with lower subordinates or worker, and that function, that maintain contact function were performed by supervisors. And supervisions and the very important function of supervision, that the maintain contacts with lower subordinate or worker at ground level or foremanship level. Second, act as a link. Actually, supervisor will act as a link or mediator between top level or lower level workers, and that link and that action of mediator is very important, because there are several problems which arise at ground level, and that going to be solved by top level management. So there must be a coordinator, there must be a link, there must be a mediator which can feedback the problem solution, and also bring problems to at top level, in front of top level. So a supervisor also act as a link between lower subordinates and top level management. Third, maintains group unity. The third most important function or importance of supervision, that supervisor has another role to make a harmony or unity among groups of workers, that the productivity can be increased by all of the employee of organization, and in that way that time to time they going to organize some cultural and programs and some entertainment programs among employees. Fourth, ensures performance. Supervisor stand to get desired work, desired performance from every individual worker at ground level or root level. So, ensure performance, how to correct performance, how to improve performance, ensure performance, it's all depends upon a supervisor, that they can use any method, they can use any theory which is going to be imposed over lower subordinates to get the exact or desired performance by them. For this, they time to time train them, they time to time guide or instruct them to give actual and desired performance by every employee. Next, provides on the job training. As we mentioned earlier, that supervisor also stand as a trainer to lower subordinates worker, and a guide or a instructor or an instructor. So it is a very important function or of supervisor, that it act as a trainer also towards lower worker or lower subordinate worker. Builds morale. Time to time, supervisor गिव सम बौद्धिक, जो आप कहते हैं उसको, कि बौद्धिक देते हैं ताकि उनका मोरल डेवलप रहे और वो अपने 100% को कंट्रीब्यूट कर पाए. प्रोवाइड्स फीडबैक, और ये फीडबैक देते हैं ओवर द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ एवरी एम्प्लॉय एंड ऑल्सो फ्रॉम द टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट द फीडबैक और solution which is given to lower subordinate or lower level, it's also provided to lower level, and lower levels arguments and complaints also sent to top level management, and that's it is an important function that it both side a supervisor provide feedback towards their activity and programs. Thus I hope students that you understand the elements of directing in the supervision as a first element of directing. We understand what is supervision. It is it can be defined as an element of directing, and it can be also defined as a function of supervisor. And importance and function of supervisor, you must have to be write down it in your homework notebook and also remember it for exam purpose. Till then, bye, take care.